Lancaster, Virginia. The latest news and recaps in the world of professional wrestling. Welcome to the Wrestling Artistry Podcast. And now, here's your host, Andre Smith.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 21 of the Wrestling Artistry Podcast. I am your host, Andre Smith, and today I'll be covering the episodes of AEW Rampage from this past Friday, as well as WWE NXT 2.0. Not to be confused with the former 2.0 that is now residing in AEW, but anyway. Also, I might just briefly go over some wrestling news and things of that nature. First off, I'm cover AEW Rampage. Oh, before I get to that, for those of y'all who are on the YouTube channel, don't forget to hit that like button and do not forget to subscribe. And for those who are listening to the audio version of this, if you can either download this episode or you just follow me, whichever is the best for you, and I appreciate everyone's support. AEW Rampage came from the HEB Center in Austin, Texas. Lance Archer goes against Dustin Rhodes. Dustin almost power drove Dan Lambert, but Archer saved him. Rhodes misses a senton outside the ring. Rhodes' ear appeared to be bleeding. The Murder Hawk Monster is in control so far. Dustin tries to make a comeback, but Archer stomps him in the chest. Rhodes tries for the power slam, but Archer blocks it, executing a belly-to-belly suplex. Archer delivers a full Nelson slam, but Dustin kicks out at one. Dustin slings Archer head first into an exposed turnbuckle, and afterwards he rolls up Archer for the pinfall win. Afterwards, Archer jumps Rhodes, beating him to a bloody pulp before hitting a rock bottom through a table. Jay Lethal is getting interviewed, discussing his losses. He says that he has some thinking to do. Fuego del Sol calls out the House of Black and gets destroyed. Brave soul. Afterwards, the Dark Order comes out and gets in the face of the House of Black. So there is a potential future matchup there. Speaking of Dark Order, it's Allen 5 Angels and 10 versus Red Dragon. Angels gets dominated by Red Dragon until he tags in 10, who uses his power to get the advantage for his team. Angels gets tagged in, cleaning house. Angel hits a Northern Light suplex onto O'Reilly, but Kyle reverses it into a guillotine choke. 10 catches Bobby Fish and delivers a spine buster onto Kyle, breaking up the guillotine. 10 gets O'Reilly up for a slam, but Kyle steps out and turns 10's mask around, causing him not to see. Fish and O'Reilly hits the high-low onto 10. The hit chasing the Dragon onto Angels, getting the pinfall. The AEW Tag Champs Jurassic Express comes out to aid the Dark Order, but Adam Cole sneaks up from behind and steals the tag belts and gives them to Red Dragon. Nyla Rose is talking trash about current AEW Women's Champ Thunder Rosa. Next match is Nyla Rose versus Maddie Rinkowski. Rose destroys Maddie in short order, winning with the powerbomb. QT Marshall has a certificate of appreciation, apparently for Hook. As Aaron Solo was holding his certificate, QT was making a nice speech, trying to flatter Hook and everything. As he was doing that, Hook threw Solo head first into the certificate and left. As Hook was walking up the ramp, Danhausen met him face to face and tried to curse Hook, but the curse had no effect, leaving Danhausen confused. For the FTW title, it's Ricky Starks defending against Sean Swerve Strickland. There's some one-upsmanship in the beginning until Swerve gets thrown head first into the second turnbuckle. Starks hits a DDT for a 2 count. Swerve hits a nasty knee strike. Swerve hits a leaping flatliner for a near fall. Powerhouse Hobbs interferes, bowing down Swerve. Starks hits Rochambeau for the pinfall win. Afterwards, Starks' entourage is at the entrance ramp celebrating Starks. One of the guys gets thrown through a sign they had out there, big sign that two people were holding a person was holding at each end, I guess, celebrating Starks. Someone gets thrown through it, and turns out the perpetrator was Keith Lee. A brawl ensues between Lee and Swerve and Hobbs and Starks to close the show. And that was it for AEW Rampage. Next on the list, I am going to go with NXT 2.0. It happened this past Tuesday. Opening match of the night was Imperium versus LA Knight and MSK. As Imperium were at the stage entrance doing their entrance, LA and MSK jumped Imperium from behind, and the action started from there. MSK was on a roll until Gunther delivered a big boot to Wes Lee. LA and Gunther brawl out of the arena. Nash Carter gets clotheslined out of his boots by Fabian Eichner and gets pinned by the NXT Tag Team Champion, getting the win for their team. Next up, we have Ivy Nile versus Tiffany Stratton. The match had Stratton with most of the advantage in this match until Nile started making a comeback. Then Stratton was still holding her own, looking to put Nile away until Saray showed up, distracting Stratton. As Tiffany was distracted, Nile applied her dragon choke for the submission victory. Tommaso Ciampa cut a heartfelt promo from his usual spot, sitting on a folding chair. And after he wrapped up that promo, instead of getting up and slinging the chair to the back like he normally would, he stopped himself, carefully folds up the chair, and he leans it onto that sliding garage door. The chair had the dates September 9th, 2015 and April 2nd, 2022. Apparently, this may be symbolic, as this shows that the first day was the day he entered NXT, and April 2nd could possibly be his last day with NXT. Possibly. We'll see. NXT champ Dolph Ziggler is full of his usual cocky self as he hypes his match against Braun Breaker that will take place at NXT Stand and Deliver this Saturday. Legado El Fantasma versus Briggs and Jensen. Briggs and Jensen were on top until Raul Mendoza delivered a dropkick to Jensen. As Jensen was out on the floor, Joaquin Wilde held onto the ring post, held himself sideways like he was some flag or something, just chilling there, while being stretched all the way out and splashed onto Jensen. That's a talented cat right there. Briggs tags in and rolls through Wilde and Mendoza. As Fallon Henley and Elektra Lopez brawl outside the ring, Wilde goes for a 450 splash but gets caught by the throat by Briggs and gets chokeslammed. Briggs and Jensen hits the high-low for the pinfall win. Cameron Grimes gets interviewed about his upcoming triple threat match for a spot in the North American title ladder match, which takes place at Stand and Deliver. He says that he is nervous because this is the biggest match of his career. He says that he basically needs this to deliver on a promise to his late father. Toxic Attraction arrives. Mandy Rose, the NXT Women's Champion, is of course full of herself. And as the group continues to gloat, bragging about how there are no teams left and a tag champs apparently have taken out Wendy Chu, Dakota Kai comes running out to fight the championship trio. As Toxic Attraction beats down Kai, Raquel Gonzalez comes out to take down the Attraction. So Gonzalez and Kai start staring at each other in the ring, and then they embrace in what appears to be a reunion of the former tag partners and friends. Kai picks up a tag belt, and both her and Gonzalez hold it up. So it looks like Gigi Dolan and JC Jane will be having a new set of challenges to the tag team crown. Next up, we have Von Wagner versus Bodie Haywood. Wagner has better entrance music now. I would say so anyway. Anyway, Haywood drives Von into the steel steps. As Bodie tries for a tackle, Wagner hits him with a boot to the face. Robert Stone's new client is at ringside. This athletic blonde chick. I can't recall her name now. They said it, but I can't recall it right now. I didn't write it in my notes for some reason. I'll be sure I'll be very prepared next time. Wagner delivers a fallaway slam. Haywood takes over with some tackles. Vaughn comes back, avoiding a slam and ramming Haywood's head into the second turnbuckle. Vaughn hits a fireman's carry into a Samoan drop for the win. Tony D'Angelo says that it will be Ciampa's last match at Stand and Deliver when the two go one-on-one. Next match is Joe Gacy versus Draco Anthony. Gacy is in control for a while, but Anthony mounts a comeback. During this match, Holland is being watched by one of the Performance Center trainees in the audience. Been staring through him the whole time. Then Gacy hits the springboard clothesline for the pinfall. Braun Breaker fouls to regain the NXT title. Next match, Nikita Lyons versus Sloane Jacobs. Lyons hits a thrust kick for a 2 count. Jacobs tries to work on Lyons' left arm. Lyons shakes it off, coming back with strikes and kicks. Lyons hits her spinning kick and does a split onto Jacobs to get the pin. Then afterwards, Lash Legends appears on the screen, talking about how her and Lyons have unfinished business. Main event, triple threat match for the final spot in the North American Championship ladder match. Roderick Strong versus A-Kid versus Cameron Grimes. After a flurry of moves and near falls, there's a stalemate. This action was crazy, very fast paced. I couldn't even recall half what they did. It was just nuts. Strong was putting on a hell of a performance, hitting backbreakers and knee strikes. But then Grimes comes out of nowhere, hits Strong with a cave in to get the pinfall and earn his spot in the title match. Afterwards, a big brawl ensued between all the participants that will be in the ladder match to close the show. And now on to some news. We found out this week that the newest inductees into the WWE Hall of Fame, the class of 2022, will be, in fact, the Steiner brothers. I think that is a well-deserved induction, and I'm not going to lie, I am looking forward to Scott Steiner's induction speech. Should be interesting. And also, me and you have probably heard this, or I'm sure already. It's been all over wrestling news. After a 30-year career, Triple H, Paul Levesque has made a decision to retire. He hasn't really been too vocal about anything in the past 6 months until a few days ago when he did an interview with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN, and he basically said that he was done. He has a defibrillator in his chest. He had viral pneumonia at one point, and basically he had a 99% blockage in one of his main vessels to his heart, and yeah, he was basically knocking on death's door from what it sounded like. So he's retired at one hell of a career, and thank you, Triple H. I mean, you're truly one of the great ones, and health comes first, and I know he's blessed and fortunate to be around for his family and everything. So I know he says he's still working, but he's taking it easy, and just hope the best for him. So thank you, Triple H. And that'll be it for this edition of the Wrestling Artistry Podcast. And be sure to tune in next time for another edition. Well, I'm gonna cover some more wrestling stuff. And until then, fans, so long for now.